Have you ever tried out adding in some vegetables to your lentils? Well, today we're going to be making some lentils and potato stew, which is loaded with lots of vegetables, flavors, and it's just amazing. Lentils are a good source of plant-based proteins and have lots of vitamins and minerals together with antioxidants that our bodies need. So grab yourself the ingredients and let's make this recipe. The recipe calls for lots of vegetables and I've already prepped up my veggies. I have some potatoes over here which are starchy, so they're going to make the stew very nice and thick. I have tomatoes, onions, garlic and ginger, which is going to make the dish very flavorful and fragrant. I have zucchini, carrots, tomato paste, some sugar and a couple of spices. The key ingredient in this recipe is lentils, and I have 2 cups of parboiled lentils which I'm going to be using for this recipe. Straight to my stovetop, I'm going to place a pan over medium high flame and add in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. And because you've prepped up all your ingredients, it's going to be very fast to cook this delicious lentils and potato stew. So I'm going to start off with my onions. This is 1 medium onion, and I love using red onions because they add in lots of flavor as well to the dish. Also, I've added in the garlic and ginger, so it's going to cook together with the onions because I need to soften up my onions, not to brown. So the garlic and ginger is going to cook as the onions are softening up. The cooking time for my onions is 1 minute. After 1 minute, the raw garlic and ginger flavor will be gone and the kitchen will be smelling so good. So next, I'm going to add in tomatoes, tomato paste, stir in, and then you're going to be cooking your tomatoes for around 1 to 2 minutes until fully cooked. While my tomatoes are cooking, I'm going to add in my spices. So I'm going to crush in my seasoning cubes into the dish. Add in my spices. Stir in and let the seasoning cook together with the tomatoes, and that is going to take around 2 minutes. And because I've added in seasoning cubes and they contain salt, I'm not going to be adding in any more salt until I add in the rest of the ingredients, and then I'm going to check the seasoning if it is perfect. If you don't have the seasoning cubes, you can switch with some salt and the dish is going to turn out delicious. I find that seasoning cubes add a very nice flavor. So I add in some seasoning cubes. So I always add in some seasoning cubes and salt. Use the back of your spatula and smash up tomatoes so that they can cook down. And when you notice a thin layer of oil separating from the tomatoes are ready. So next I'm going to be adding in my next vegetables, that is carrots, potatoes. Stir in the carrots and potatoes into the delicious saucy tomato sauce. Add in 1.5 cups of water, bring the flames to high. Stir in your water and let everything come to a boil. That is going to take around a minute. And once everything comes to a boil, you're going to check the seasoning. If it's not perfect, you're going to be adding in some more salt to perfect the dish. So cooking time for my potatoes and carrots is going to be around 5 to 6 minutes. And also it depends on the size that you have chopped up your potatoes. As you can see, mine are medium size, so it's going to take around 5 to 6 minutes to cook my potatoes. And the reason I'm cooking my potatoes before I add in my lentils is because I've already parboiled my lentils. So this is going to be my next ingredient that I'm going to be adding in after my potatoes have softened up, or they're tender, almost tender, that is. After 6 minutes, I'm going to check on my potatoes and they're almost cooked. So the next step is to add in my parboiled lentils. That is 2 cups. Add in my zucchini. And then I'm going to be adding in half a teaspoon of sugar to stabilize the acidity of the dish because of the tomatoes and tomato paste. Toast the potatoes together with the lentils until fully coated. Then I'm going to be adding in 1.5 cups of water. Stir in the water and cook for another 3 to 4 minutes so that the potatoes can fully cook and all the flavors can infuse together, creating a delicious lentils and potato stew. So I'm going to check the seasoning because my water has come to a boil. I need some more salt. So I'm going to be adding in half a teaspoon of salt. Stir in. Once your potatoes are tender and the zucchini is well cooked, the lentils and potato stew is ready. So you're going to put out the flames and the stew is ready to serve. You can tweak the recipe by adding in some cayenne powder or chili flakes if you are used to having spicy food. You can serve these lentils and potato stew over some rice, naan, or even chapati, and it's going to be an amazing time. And trust me, because we are using very inexpensive ingredients, it's totally going to be worth it to try out this recipe.